Well, guys, according to media outlets, the secret to Margot Robbie's glowing Barbie doll skin is drinking milk thistle tea. That's an interesting narrative. Well, hey guys, you know I'm actually a huge advocate of tea drinking. I love to drink tea because it tastes delicious. Y'all know I love my drinks. There's actually epidemiologic evidence to suggest that there are a variety of health benefits associated with tea drinking. Now, of course, association does not prove causation, but depending on the tea, teas can be rich with a variety of anti-inflammatory compounds that may yield health benefits, things like antioxidants. For example, green tea is packed with anti-inflammatory compounds like EGCG that may help ward off inflammation, oxidative stress, and may be associated with longevity, although more research certainly is needed. All that to say, drinking tea in moderation, it's a good choice for a beverage. The facialist hired on set to take care of the actor's skin is Jasmina Vico. She had them drinking milk thistle tea. She claims that drinking milk thistle tea cleanses the liver and makes the skin more radiant. This facialist is from Croatia originally, and milk thistle tea is a popular beverage there. Is liver cleansing a real thing? Sounds like one of those woo-woo things that gets hyped up on social media only to sell you a package of some sort of supplement. Well, actually, when it comes to milk thistle, it has compounds in it that are associated with liver protective properties. And this is actually an area of active research. The compounds in milk thistle are of interest for people who have diseases of the liver. Now, it's not an approved treatment for liver disease. Milk thistle serves as an antioxidant. We always talk about antioxidants and their benefits for the skin, but your liver has to deal with detoxifying things, and when it does that, free radicals can be generated, especially after heavy drinking of alcohol, or if you happen to take in too much acetaminophen. It can be quite toxic to the liver. This can generate a lot of free radicals that can lead to liver damage. Milk thistle may also help to increase free radical scavengers within liver cells. Ultimately, that may help them be better equipped to handle toxins. As much as I hate the word detox, when it comes to detoxification, your liver is actually the main organ system tasked with that duty. The other potentially beneficial aspect of milk thistle is that it is anti-inflammatory. And in addition to creating a lot of free radicals, toxins that the liver may have to deal with, generate an inflammatory cascade. And compounds in milk thistle may help to put the brakes on that, lessening the overall inflammation that could harm the liver. It's been shown, at least in like cells in a dish, to have anti-fibrotic properties. Basically, when you have liver disease, the liver can heal with almost like a scar, fibrosis. That's not a good thing. And part of what kicks this off is certain liver cells get changed to what's called a myofibroblast. It starts putting out collagen. You know, when we talk about skin, we're always like attracted to improving collagen, but you can have abnormal collagen production that results in scarring, whether that be in your liver or in your skin. It's not a good thing. Milk thistle compounds may actually put the brakes on that process of conversion of liver cells to myofibroblasts, ultimately helping to reduce fibrosis of the liver. And so this is an area mostly of active research in terms of helping with patients who have certain types of chronic liver disease. One really common type of chronic liver disease is non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. The prevalence of this is about 20 to 40% in Western countries. Most of the research examining the effects of milk thistle focused on two things: silymarin, which is actually a mixture of 7 flavolignans, and silibin. Silibin is the most abundant, most relevant compound in milk thistle. A lot of the studies are preclinical. Cells in a dish, animal models, not in actual human people, but there are studies on people who have non-alcoholic fatty liver disease looking at compounds from milk thistle and helping with things like their insulin resistance, which is a major factor in non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Milk thistle shows promise for liver disease, but it's not an approved treatment. More research is needed. Now, Margot Robbie's facialist is swearing by drinking milk thistle tea. By and large, seems to be a safe thing to do, and we'll get into that in a moment. But then you also have milk thistle supplements. Supplements don't require extensive pre-market testing to demonstrate safety or efficacy. And so for that reason, they have a very low barrier to entry into the market. The other thing to keep in mind with supplements is in many cases, the supplement will have other things besides the milk thistle compounds that you are interested in. So you have to read labels very carefully. The amount of milk thistle components that you might get from a supplement could be quite high, and whether or not that's biologically relevant, we truly don't know. We don't have good studies on that. Is drinking milk thistle tea safe though? By and large, it is. It's rare to have adverse effects from drinking the tea. You could potentially have some negative side effects, maybe from supplements. These include diarrhea, just gastrointestinal upset, headache. Some people actually develop skin problems related to milk thistle, like rashes, hives, itch. There's also the potential for the supplement or the tea to interact with medications that you are taking. So definitely disclose to your healthcare provider if you are taking milk thistle tea or a milk thistle supplement, because there is a potential for it to interact with medications that you might be taking, and that could impact their efficacy, or it could potentially make them harmful to you. If you have an allergy to plants in the aster family, this includes kiwi, artichoke, daisy, and other thistles, you want to avoid milk thistle tea because there can be cross reaction. You can have a bad allergic reaction. Just because it's natural though does not necessarily mean it's safe, and the clinical studies that we do have suggest that you can actually get liver toxicity if you take in too much psilocybin. You have to take in a lot, unlikely the amount that you would get from just drinking the tea, but you got to be careful if you're taking dietary supplements. Make sure you read how much is in there, although with dietary supplements, sometimes the amount that's listed on the label is not always what you're getting. I always recommend if you're going to do a dietary supplement, make sure that it's undergone third-party testing like NSF certified. This helps to confirm to you that what is listed on the ingredient list is actually what is in the product. And we do know that at very high doses, psilocybin is actually known to trigger asymptomatic liver toxicity, meaning you don't necessarily feel poorly, but there is evidence on your labs that your liver is being harmed. I'm putting that out there because it's asymptomatic that the liver is starting to be negatively impacted, so you may not realize it. Because these supplements are things that you buy over the counter without a prescription, if you end up taking too much, you're not necessarily going to know that you're having liver damage until potentially it is too late. But again, pretty unlikely, at least from the tea, that you're going to get to that level, and you have to be taking a lot of psilocybin to get to the levels that have at least been associated with liver toxicity in clinical studies. More evidence is needed though to establish both the short-term and the long-term effects of drinking milk thistle. It's not FDA approved as a treatment for anything. The compounds in milk thistle, they actually have very low bioavailability. And what I mean by that is when you ingest them, their ability to absorb into the body is pretty low. First of all, psilocybin, the most abundant and most relevant compound in milk thistle, it is not soluble in water. One might assume that it would be better to take it at least with some sort of a fatty meal or with food rather than on an empty stomach, because that may help in improving the absorption. But that being said, psilocybin overall has pretty low intestinal absorption. So dietary supplements will tweak things around in order to make the compound more readily absorbed into the body. So that may be a good thing, it may be a bad thing. Maybe giving you too much or too little. Again, we don't really have sufficient research on the optimal dosage to yield any particular benefit and in what groups are going to see that benefit. But Margot Robbie's facialist is really claiming that this is going to be good for your skin. Drinking the tea, you may be getting some anti-inflammatory compounds, but remember, they have pretty low bioavailability. So the chances that it's getting absorbed into your body and making its way to the skin so that those antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds may help your skin in warding off oxidative stress that would leave your skin looking dull, the likelihood of that seems very low. Given its low bioavailability upon ingestion, there's actually some interest in applying compounds from milk thistle, namely silymarin, to the skin. Because it's an antioxidant, it may help in reducing oxidative stress upon exposure to UV, and there's actually some preclinical studies that support that. There are also preclinical studies that suggest that it may be something that's helpful in warding off oxidative stress caused by, say, pollution. Pollution can oxidize lipids on your skin and generate an inflammatory cascade, and there is some preclinical research suggesting that topically applied Silymarin, an antioxidant, an anti-inflammatory compound, may put the brakes on that, which can possibly be beneficial for your skin, especially if you're someone who has acne, because we know that with people who have acne, they have extra sebum, extra oil that they make. That oil can be oxidized upon exposure to environmental stressors, and that oxidized sebum can generate a lot of inflammation and aggravate their acne. Some of the preclinical studies that I'm mentioning here are non-industry sponsored, and the authors have no affiliation or no conflicts of interest. So it definitely is an ingredient that is of interest for helping to protect the skin against environmental stressors, things that could lead to not only premature aging, but maybe set the stage for skin cancers or aggravate underlying skin conditions. As it stands now though, Silymarin from milk thistle, it's a cosmetic ingredient. The company that has a skincare product with Silymarin in it, who has done at least some clinical studies on it, albeit they sponsor these studies, so take them with a grain of salt. It's going to be SkinCeuticals. I reviewed last year, actually, Silymarin CF serum marketed to people who have acne. It has 0.5% Silymarin in it. It also has ferulic acid, another antioxidant, and it has ascorbic acid. Now, I've talked about ascorbic acid on here before, aka vitamin C, and we all know that it has issues with stability and penetration. SkinCeuticals has a track record of good formulations, and so it's likely that that is a good antioxidant formulation. The Silymarin CF also has salicylic acid, which y'all know from my videos on salicylic acid. It's helpful for blackheads, whiteheads, acne. It's also helpful for improving hyperpigmentation. So this serum is sort of marketed towards acne-prone individuals, especially those whose acne heals with a dark mark. Maybe the antioxidant blend of Silymarin, ferulic acid, and ascorbic acid can help put the brakes on oxidative stress that would lead to hyperpigmentation as well as slow acne healing. And then the salicylic acid, which is both anti-inflammatory and chemolytic, may have benefits there as well, but it's a pretty expensive acne serum. Yeah, it has salicylic acid, but do you need to be spending that kind of coin on a salicylic acid serum for your acne? I don't think that the research really supports that at this point. Seems like a pretty steep price point to pay for the potential benefit of the antioxidants in the serum. Now, while the SkinCeuticals Silymarin CF serum does have some clinical studies to back it up, they are not perfect, and I think I pointed out their limitations in my video reviewing that, so check that video out if you want to learn more about the product. All that to say, when it comes to putting antioxidants on the skin, they're cosmetic ingredients, and their efficacy really boils down to the formulation overall of the product in terms of if the antioxidants actually get in. They're tricky ingredients to work with. Personally, I do use antioxidants in my skincare routine. Are they necessary? Are they essential? No. And you do have to take the industry studies that back them up with a huge grain of salt. Not to say that they are useless, but you know, the devil is in the details as far as their efficacy in terms of if they are going to work, the formula has to be good. So should we all start chugging down milk thistle tea? I think it's a little, no, not a little, a lot misleading to suggest that these actors, actresses got glowing Barbie doll-like skin from drinking tea. We all know they have had lots of plastic surgery, you know, they have makeup, they have lighting, all of these things that make their skin look the way that it does. So please do not think that if you start drinking milk thistle tea, you are gonna look like a Barbie doll. It's not gonna make your face look like shiny plastic. Provided you don't have any allergies to the aster family, you're not on any medications, you're otherwise healthy, drinking milk thistle tea is safe. It's unlikely to cause harm. It's not likely to hurt you. Just don't expect it to completely transform your skin. And your skin is great as is. Why would you want to look like a plastic doll? I mentioned this in a video the other day that this is the latest thing to get us to buy skincare products is to choose an inanimate object, whether it be a donut, piece of glass, or in this case, a doll, and suggest that our skin must look like that and create a storyline of products all around that inanimate object. It's quite bizarre. Now, I played with Barbie dolls a lot as a child. Like, it was my go-to form of entertainment for majority of my childhood, and I still really love Barbie dolls. But I've not seen the movie. Let me know if you've seen the movie. Did you like it? I've heard mixed reviews from people. Some people love it, some people hate it. So let me know in the comments what you thought of it, if you saw it, or if you're planning to see it. Are you excited? I thought for today's video it would be appropriate to wear my bright pink top. Of course, I have my pink pillows in the background. And it's kind of funny, you know, as a child, like I said, I played with Barbie dolls a lot. And I do think it heavily influenced me because a lot of what I used to play and, you know, dream up in my Barbie world that I had built in my closet, you know, a lot of my life actually looks like that as it's come full circle. Anyways, guys, I hope this video was fun and informative to you. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.